This is a Microsoft Surface Laptop 4, and we're going to do a screen replacement. As you can see, it is very broken and bent, so we're going to do the screen assembly and get this thing unscrewed. So you'll grab some bended tweezers and take off the feet. You'll have to pry it right here at the very bottom and then just tip it right up. And the front ones, you don't have to do the same thing. You can just pry them out straight up. It would be the best way to do it. Grab a T5 screwdriver and unscrew the 4 screws on the bottom. Just so you know, I'll link all the tools I use below on my description, just so you're able to do it yourself. You could do it yourself if you have the tools. All right, so grab a metal pry tool and pry in between the keyboard and the bottom case. And you can lift up the keyboard and then open up the laptop and lift it up and get to the hard drive. And use your T5 screwdriver and unscrew the hard drive to disconnect the battery. And then you can remove the keyboard, and then you'll grab a T6 screwdriver in a minute. But we'll get these brackets removed, and it will be for the connection for the camera and also the screen. We'll use the metal pry tool to get off these brackets. They're really pesky, and they have little clips on them. You have to bend them, and then you can pull out the connector, or not the connector, the bracket. And I feel like you'll never get to reuse these after you take them out. They're really hard to put back in. Sometimes you just got to go without. Now we can remove the connectors. So grab a plastic spudger and work your way around the connector. And you'll also use a combination of your hand to get the connectors off. Sometimes they are a little bit hard to get off, so you can try it with a metal pry tool, but just kind of pry at it at all angles until you get it off. Same goes for all the other ones. Then we'll grab our T6 screwdriver and unscrew the 3 screws holding down the hinge. And then I'll show you how to take off the screen. You're going to want to remove 2 screws on each side until you're able to open up the screen more, and then we'll get off the last screw. So we'll just get both on each side, and then now we can remove the last one. Now we can remove the screen. It just lifts off and you slide it over to the left or the right to slide the hinge out. Now we can grab our screen assembly. Here's my reflection in the screen. The new screen, which is a screen assembly, and I got it from eBay. You can get just the screen, which is a digitizer and the LCD or OLED, and you'll be able to reassemble that part of the screen. But since mine was so bent up, I had to replace the whole thing, and instead of showing you how to replace the screen, I had the screen assembly. And so we'll do the screen assembly and put the hinge on and just like kind of slide it back into our spot here. And then a balancing act, you'll have to hold it up and then screw down 1 screw on each side with your T6 screwdriver. And then you'll be able to screw down all the other screws once you shifted it back into the regular position that it should be in, so it can open it shut properly. Perfect. Now we can start connecting the connectors, and you grab your flat end of your spudger and then you push it down underneath that bracket on the back of the hinge sort of area, I would say. And you just push it straight back and you just slowly do it so you don't break the cable or anything. And then once it's all the way in, it'll go in snug. Just watch. That is how you do it. So now we're going to put down these pesky brackets, and I'm going to speed it up, but you just slide it under, but don't put them in if you're just having a real hard time getting them in, or they're just so bent up, or they flew off your desk, because they go flying when you take them out sometimes. And so it's okay, but it's not ideal because the connectors could come off. But the connectors are so hard to take off in general that I'm sure that it's just okay. Now we can connect on the keyboard. Just lay it down like that, then the hard drive, and then we'll want to plug it in to get it to power on. It worked.